Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back. Good to be back since the allergies kept me away from reviewing anything yesterday, but feeling good today, so let's give it a good shot here. Today I'm reviewing the actually second cigar in the series for me from Gary Griffith. This is the Musa, and this is the Mousa. And I've looked up online to see if that's how you pronounce it, and that's what I'm coming up with, Mousa. This is 6x50. As you can see, it's similar to the Melete that we reviewed. The band is back in April, and actually that cigar got a very good rating of 92. So I'm real anxious to see how this comes out. Now, a little bit about this cigar. It's all Nicaraguan. It uses a Habano Rosato wrapper. So actually, when you look at this cigar, and I'll show it to you again, the wrapper is very dark. It's a very dark chocolate brown with maybe the least little hint of redness to it. But it has a nice oily shine, so it's a nice oily wrapper, and pretty well made. There is your density. Look at that tobacco packed in there. 6x50. All Nicaraguan. Again, House of Emilio cigar, Gary Griffith. So let's give the Mousa a test run. All right, again, if you remember the first La Musa that I reviewed, the Melete, had all purple, white and purple. This is white and gold on the band. And let's give it a little clip here, see what kind of minimal cap we can take off. That will do it. There's your, what we took off. Very good draw. Oh yeah, excellent. Well, the first flavors I'm getting are very mixed. Some mixture of some tart sweet citrus, not overly sweet. Just a little bit of cocoa notes, a little few hints there. Some coffee notes. It hasn't settled down yet. There's going to be more going on there, I can tell, but that's what you're going to get initially is a little sweet citrus, maybe like a little tangerine, if you had to pin it down. A little subtle cocoa right at the base of that, and some coffee notes. A lot of pepper. I would almost call it a red pepper, but it has aspects of black pepper. Either way, I would put the pepper at about 8-ish. It's pretty intense. But I'm getting aspects of both black and red pepper. So I'm going to let things sort of settle down, and let's see where we go from there. I expect some changes, but that's how we're starting. Well, I guess I'm about 3/4 of an inch in with a perfect burn going. And the flavor notes are about like I described initially. I would also add a little nutmeg in there on the front end, and dark, unsweetened chocolate. The cocoa notes sort of hint around that there might be chocolate notes, and I'm getting that at the very base. Very unsweetened dark chocolate and coffee as a base. Nice lingering pepper now on the finish. I would call that lingering black pepper. The finish, sort of a cream, and it wasn't that a few minutes ago, but now it is, so let's go with that. The order of flavors that you're going to get at this point. You do get that little blast of a sort of a citrus nutmeg combination at first. The cocoa is underlying those two, or secondary, if you will. And then the unsweetened dark chocolate, and you could throw in coffee there at the very tail end. I would still say that there is a combination of red and black pepper on the front end. You can get aspects of both and you taste both. But on the finish, because of the tingliness of it, I'm giving it black pepper on the finish. Cigar is pretty much medium bodied right now, showing signs of going ahead and reaching medium to full, but we're early, so that's where you are at about the 3/4 inch point. That's about what you could expect. I guess I'm about 1.5 inches in now, and the cocoa notes on the front end are really starting to move forward and get a lot more noticeable. The little citrus aspects is what you get first, and then those cocoa notes are right there. The nutmeg notes are, I think, are still there. They're faint, but the cocoa notes are really moving up. Everything else is about the same. Strength is about the same. Finish is about the same. But those cocoa notes are worth noting because they're elevated and they are noticeable. Cocoa is a nice flavor. That's about the only change, but I wanted to come back and point that out. Well, I'm pretty much at the midpoint, about 3 inches remaining. And there's a lot of notes of dry wood now on the front end. The cocoa nuts are now a little more subdued. The citrus notes are a little bit subdued, but the wood notes are really popped out of nowhere. And the nutmeg notes are gone entirely. The red pepper is much more noticeable on the front end. There is still subtle black pepper, however. The finish is now more of a toasted cream. Starting to get some influence of something. Maybe the cocoa. I'm saying it's cocoa to go along with that cream, and lingering black pepper. I would say the cigar is medium to full bodied now. So that's about the changes that are taking place here at the midpoint. Well, with around 2 inches remaining, I wanted to give you a flavor rundown in the order you might have them. The sweet citrus is a little sweeter, and it's sort of elevated now. That's going to be your primary flavor. You're going to get subtle wood notes and subtle cocoa. The dark chocolate and coffee are holding the base. It's unsweetened dark chocolate. The red pepper is still good. The black pepper is subtle. Finish is about like we talked about before. It's one of a sweet cream with light influence of that cocoa and lingering black pepper, and it is medium to full bodied. So it's about like we talked about before, but that's kind of where it's settled down here, close to the end. We're very close. I'll be back to wrap it up here shortly. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. Here at the end, you get all the notes we've talked about before: the citrus, the wood, the cocoa, dark chocolate, coffee, red pepper, black pepper. Everything is about the same as the last segment, and you get the flavors in various amounts at any given time. They seem to rise and lower throughout the course of the cigar, which makes it very interesting. That's an interesting cigar. I wouldn't call it complex so much. And you could flip a coin. It could be complex, in your mind, but it does make numerous changes, and the flavors come and go. Medium to full bodied, burned extremely well and even, and took about an hour and 20 minutes or so to smoke. You should get about a good hour and 20 minutes out of it. The House of Emilio and Gary Griffith, they just keep coming up with these interesting boutique type cigars, and the Musa is one of those. And again, I go back to their plain band. If you saw that in the store, if you're one that gets the band gets your attention, this one really won't. But don't overlook it, because these are good cigars. This cigar for me pans out at a 92. So another good cigar from the Musa, the Mousa, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. A solid 92, and I think anybody that likes cigars would like this particular one. Medium to full bodied, all the nuances of those flavors. I'm a big fan of red pepper. I'm a big fan of cocoa if you get it in solid forms, and this one had it. Definitely Nicaraguan, and you can tell from the flavor characteristics. But another good cigar. So there you have it, the Musa Mousa Toro